Hi friends! Welcome back to my channel, Clover Rosie Art. Today is my February Plan With Me bullet journal video. For February, I decided to do this candy and chocolate covered strawberry theme. I saw a picture on Pinterest that inspired me for this. I think it's just the coolest, as well as the sweetest theme that is just perfect for this month. First, I drew the title February in this fake calligraphy font, sort of like the font that I used for my December bullet journal spread in 2020. Now I am drawing all of these sweets and candies all around the title. My favorite part of it is all of the chocolate-covered strawberries. I love chocolate-covered strawberries, and I think that they look so good on this spread. I also have 2 different types of heart cookies and 2 different types of circle cookies, along with chocolate pieces, candy and cute Valentine's Day wrappers, and gumballs. And to fill all of the blank space in between the many different sweets, I have like a million sprinkles that are both heart-shaped and then the normal-shaped ones. I think that the little itty-bitty sprinkles are so cute, although it did take a while to draw them all in. I love how it is all very cluttered around the title. I think it really adds to how this theme looks. Now that all of those many candies are outlined, it's the time for the part that I am most excited for, which is coloring them all in and making this entire spread come together. Firstly, I am just starting off with my dark brown Tombow marker, and I am using it to color in some of the chocolate on the chocolate-covered strawberries. I'm also using a lighter brown for milk chocolate on chocolate-covered strawberries, and my green for the leaves on the strawberries. The green leaves are basically the only other color than pink and brown in this theme. Right now I'm coloring in the rest of the candy on this spread using many different pinks and browns. Oh, I would like to say thank you to my mom quickly for suggesting that I do a candy theme for February. I am so glad that she said that, as that themed idea turned out so good. I should ask her if she has any theme ideas when I'm thinking about bullet journal themes from now on. All of these different candies look so good. Comment down below which of these candies you would like to get on Valentine's Day. It's always better in my opinion to get candy than flowers on Valentine's Day, which is why I loved this theme idea. I love how I made each of the different types of candies look different from the other one, but the same design looks the same, if that makes sense. It gives the whole spread a theme of togetherness as well as uniqueness at the same time. This honestly may turn out to be my favorite spread in this whole year of 2021. I guess we'll just have to wait and see, as I do have 10 more different themes left to do. I mean, out of the 2 I already did in 2021, it's my favorite so far. Although I do love the theme that I did for January as well. If you haven't seen that video, you should totally check it out after you're finished watching this one. Now I'm just coloring in all the sprinkles with the many different pinks and browns that I have used for this spread so far. Okay, the spread is finally finished. Now it's time for the quote page. In the center of this page, I have a giant chocolate-covered strawberry, because the chocolate-covered strawberry was my favorite part of the other page. Now I'm writing the actual quote on the quote page, which is, "Always follow your heart." I am starting out with the words always and follow, since those are the words written in black. Now I am drawing in all of those sprinkles around the strawberry in words, making sure to leave space for the rest of the words in the quote. With my hot pink marker, I am writing follow, and then I'm thickening the lines, and with my lighter pink pen, I am writing heart, and I'm also thickening those lines. Finally, I am drawing in the rest of the sprinkles into the blank space of this page. Now it's time to color. I feel like I keep on saying now a lot. I'm starting out with the giant chocolate-covered strawberry that is the main focus of this page. I colored in the leaf part green, of course, because what other color would you use to color a leaf? Then I colored in the main chocolate color on the strawberry, which is the dark brown, and the icing drizzled on with strawberry hot pink icing. I colored the actual strawberry part of the strawberry next with the reddish pink, and then yellow for the seeds of the strawberry. After the giant chocolate-covered strawberry was finally finished, I decided to color in all of the hearts and regular sprinkles around of the strawberry with pinks and browns of many different colors, much like I did on the last page. Then the quote page was finished, and it was time to move on to the calendar for February. First, I am tracing the February title at the top of this page, And of course, then I'm filling in the parts black to the fake calligraphy font that I'm using for this month. That font shows up a lot in this month's theme. Of course, next I am outlining all of the boxes for February in the main calendar part of this 2-page spread. I decided to draw these cute little hearts in the corner of each box, and then write the day of the month that it is inside of them. After the simpler part is done, I move on to outlining all of the different candies and sweets around the calendar part to give it that cluttered look that was on the title and quote page. I added as many chocolate-covered strawberries to that as I could. Other than the chocolate-covered strawberries, I also really like those Valentine's candies in the wrappers. I drew 2 different types of them, one with the heart wrapper and one with the striped wrapper. I think I like the one with the heart wrapper better. I decided to finish drawing all of the sweets and sprinkles on the left side first, before moving on to everything on the right side. Drawing all of the sweets was very time-consuming, and it led to this video probably taking the longest to film out of all of the videos on my channel so far. It took around 6 hours altogether over multiple days. That is also why this video is really late into the day. At least I hope it's released on Wednesday. I really am trying my best, but I don't know if I'll be able to finish it by then. I'm so sorry about that, guys. I'm not exactly sure when I'm releasing this video, since right now I'm just saying the script. Now it's time to color it all in. I'm coloring in everything with the same colors that I used on the pages before for each candy and sweet. I'm always sort of relieved when I get to the coloring part of the spread because all of the outlining makes my hand so tired, when coloring is like a break for it. Last year in 2020, my February theme was my least favorite of my themes. I did a heart theme, but it wasn't too interesting like some bullet journal heart themes are. And I did everything really last minute and didn't even get to color everything in until the month after. I kind of drifted away from my bullet journal at that time, but I know that this February it will be a lot different. I can just feel it. Especially since I already have most of February's spreads set up. Also, I am way more excited for this year's February theme than I was for last year's February theme. After I finished coloring the candies and sweets around the calendar, I am coloring in the days of the week boxes, and then I'm coloring in the hearts, switching off what color I use in a pattern. I think that this calendar turned out super cute. So with that being said, the calendar is all finished, and now I am starting on the mood tracker. Of course I used the fake calligraphy font for the title on the top of this page. After the title, I began to trace the 28 different chocolate-covered strawberries on this page. I tried to make the strawberry be in a different pose and look a bit different than all of the others. Some I had to make tiny so I could fit all 28, one for each shade this month. I also made sure to give each of the chocolate-covered strawberries a little icing drizzle as well. It took a while to outline all 28 of them. I'm lucky that there's only 28 days this month. I would definitely be in trouble if there were any more. I either wouldn't be able to fit them all, or I would have to make a ton of the chocolate-covered strawberries tiny. My mood for each day will be the main chocolate color of the chocolate-covered strawberry drawing. I have a little smiley face meter in the left corner of the page. It ranges from super happy to sad. That means that I will still have to color the main strawberry as well as the icing drizzle, so let's get coloring. I'm starting with the leaves of the strawberry, and then I go to color the main strawberry part of the strawberry that is peeking out from over top of all the good chocolate. I love when the chocolate is very thick over the sweet strawberry to get a better chocolate to strawberry ratio on chocolate-covered strawberries. What about you guys? After the main strawberry color is done, I grab my yellow marker and I begin to color in the strawberry seeds. And then next I'm coloring in the 4 boxes with the emojis next to them with a variety of browns. It ranges from dark brown as the happiest to a tan color as the saddest. Mostly because I think that the dark brown looks the best. I decided to color in the icing with 2 different types of pink, a bubblegum pink as well as a hot pink. I'll finish coloring this spread throughout the month. On the other page, of course, I have my habit tracker. First, I outline the boxes and write my habits inside of them. This month, I downsized from 10 habits last month to 8 habits this time. My 8 habits are sea breeze, journal, floss, bullet journal, YouTube, water, hand cream, and read. This time, I write the habit tracker title on the bottom of the page. I'm switching things up. I divided each box into 4 rows and 7 columns to equal the 28 boxes. Then I wrote the numbers 1 to 28 into each of them. This page had me writing a lot of numbers. Then after the main box parts, as well as the habit tracker title were finished, I drew lots and lots of sweets and candies behind them, much like how I did on the calendar page. In fact, these 8 little boxes even sort of look like a bit like mini calendars. Well, not entirely, but they definitely remind me of them. I know that some people even make their habit trackers to look exactly like tiny little calendars. Of course, there were less sweets to draw on this page than on the calendar page, since this is just a 1-page spread instead of a 2-page spread. Then I draw all of the sprinkles to finish off with outlining. Of course, you guys already know what's coming next. Color! First, I started with coloring the sweets and treats around many of the habit tracker boxes with their normal colors that I used on the other spreads. After all of the background candy, sweets, and sprinkles were finished, I moved on to coloring the titles of the actual habit tracker boxes. I made sure to use a different color for each habit tracker box. I used bubblegum pink, light brown, hot pink, green, pinkish red, yellow, light pink, and finally brown. And now that that's all finished, it is time to move on to the playlist! This month, I decided to devote a whole page to my playlist spread instead of just a half a page for the playlist like I normally do. I left a big empty place in the center of the page where I will be writing my actual playlist throughout this month. On the top and bottom of the page, I have the title February Playlist, as well as all of the sweets and treats. And of course, all of those little hearts and normal sprinkles. I actually really like how the empty section of the center looks, and how there's candy parts on the top and bottom of this spread. This spread probably took the least amount of time to complete because of the big empty part in the middle, as well as there was a lot less to outline as well as to color. I am glad that I decided to give the playlist its own page for this month. On the other page, I combined TV shows, movies, and books read together, so let's get working on that. So I have the TV shows and movies on the top half of this page. I decided to have the TV shows be put in gumballs with little shines around them. Then I have the movies in these chocolate squares. And, of course, the books are just, well, books. Around the gumballs, I have little heart sprinkles. And around the chocolate pieces, I have normal sprinkles. And then around the books, I have both types of sprinkles. Now the base outlining is finished, and I go on to color this combined spread. Of course, I decided to finish the titles first. Then I outlined the gumballs with different colors of pink and the chocolate squares with different colors of browns. And then I outlined the books with browns and pinks, sort of like how I also combined the sprinkles in the book section before. The final thing to do on this spread was to color all of the sprinkles, so that's exactly what I did. This is another page that I combined a few different things on. I have February goals at the top of the page, and then on the bottom of the page I have what I'm grateful for. I have 6 hearts in the what I'm grateful for box, and I'll write a different thing that I'm grateful for next to each heart as the month goes on. Behind these boxes, I don't have all of the sweets and candies like the other spreads, such as the calendar and habit tracker. I just have all of these different sprinkles. I did this so it would be its own unique spread instead of like the other ones. I colored in the sprinkles with the same variety of colors that I used on the other pages though. And then once the sprinkles were done, it was time for the second quote page. Now, I love this quote page. It may actually be my favorite spread so far this month, and I definitely like it better than the first quote page. First, I am starting out with outlining the words in the quote, which are, "Only do what your heart tells you," in different fonts and sizes. I did most of the words in black, but I also did the word heart with the gradient of pinks, and a heart at the end, and I colored in the word do with pink as well. Then around it, I outlined all of the different sweets, treats, and candies. The same type of thing as the other spreads. You guys pretty much know what I'm doing by this point in the video. I tried not to make the sweets get too close to the different words that I drew, so I had them be cut off. Then, to go a step further, I drew a bubble around each of the different words in the quote. I think it added to making the quote pop out. Then, of course, I drew all of the many sprinkles around everything. Even though the quote was already colored, I still had to color the rest of the page, so I got to work on that next. Most months don't actually have a second quote page, but I had an extra page, so I decided to do one for this month, and I'm so glad that I did because it turned out so good. I try to make both quotes relate to hearts and Valentine's Day, but not like romance Valentine's Day quotes or anything. I think I succeeded on that, so yay! I love how the quote looks with the treats and candies behind it. What theme are you guys doing for February if you have a bullet journal? Are any of you guys also doing a candy theme? Okay, now it's time for my final spread, my first weekly spread for February. Since this is my first weekly spread, I am writing Monday through Saturday in a cursive font, since February starts on Monday this year. I also have a heart on the right side of each day of the week where I will have the day of the month inside of it. Then on the bottom of the page, I have a strip where I have all of the sweets and treats and candies. Of course I had to include those some way or other on the weekly spread, and this was the perfect way to do it. It kind of reminds me of the playlist page, but it only has a strip on the bottom instead of both the bottom and the top. I love how it looks. It's probably one of my favorite weekly spreads that I ever made. Now it's time to color! Of course I started with the fake calligraphy, and after that I moved on to the different hearts next to the weekly names. Then I put a stripe of light pink over the 6 sections, connecting the day of the week to the day of the month. After that, I colored all of the other candies and treats like I do in my other spreads for February. I always find that if I have a fun weekly spread that I'm excited for, it makes me feel happy every time that I use it. It makes me more excited to use my bullet journal and plan my week out. That's why I started a bullet journal in the first place. I never wanted to use the planner that my school gave me because it wasn't very interesting. But a bullet journal was the exact opposite for me. I wanted to use it as much as I could. Now it's finally time for the flip through of the February theme. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed watching it as much as I enjoyed setting it up. If you did enjoy, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you'll be notified every single time that I post a new video. I post every Wednesday and Saturday. Make sure to comment below what theme you did for February, and remember, keep being creative.